The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Ash stepped onto the crystalline platform. Around her, representatives from 1,000 worlds watched with barely concealed contempt. The Velkrons with their 4 eyes, the gaseous Netheri contained in their pressure suits, the ancient Korvathi whose civilization had spanned millennia, all of them regarded the young human woman as little more than an amusing curiosity. The Council recognizes Earth's petition, announced High Arbiter Quellen, his metallic voice echoing through the vast chamber, though we question the wisdom of allowing such a primitive species into our ranks. Ash kept her expression neutral, though her jaw tightened. Behind her, Milo stood at attention in his Earth defense uniform, his hand resting on the data tablet that contained humanity's application for membership. They had traveled 3 months through fold space to reach the Council's home system, enduring the subtle mockery and outright dismissals that had become routine. Humanity may be young, Ash began, her voice steady and clear, but we have much to offer the galactic community. A ripple of what might have been laughter moved through the assembled aliens. The Velkran representative leaned forward, his translator rendering his clicks and whistles into standard galactic. Young? Your species discovered faster than light travel merely 50 of your years ago. We have civilizations here that achieved it when your ancestors were still dwelling in caves. Indeed, added a Korvathi elder, her luminescent skin pulsing with disdain. Your technology is derivative. Your culture is fractured. Your biology is laughably fragile. What could humanity possibly contribute that we do not already possess 1,000 times over? Milo's fingers tightened around the tablet, but Ash raised her hand slightly, their signal to wait. She had expected this. Every intelligence report, every diplomatic briefing had warned them that the Galactic Council viewed humanity as children playing at the adults' table. We contribute something you've forgotten, Ash said quietly. The chamber grew still. And what might that be? Quellen asked, his tone dripping with condescension. Before Ash could answer, alarms screamed throughout the station. Red emergency lights bathed the chamber in crimson as a holographic display materialized above the assembly. The image showed a section of the galaxy spinning wildly before stabilizing on a horrifying sight. A Devour-X swarm. Panic erupted instantly. The Devour-X were the galaxy's nightmare, a species of biological machines that consumed entire worlds, leaving nothing but stripped husks behind. They appeared once every few centuries, and when they did, civilizations fell. How many? Someone shouted. 15 world ships, the station's AI responded, heading directly for this system. Estimated arrival, 4 hours. The council dissolved into chaos. Representatives scrambled for the exits. Some demanded their ships be prepared immediately. Others called for the activation of the ancient defense grid, technology so old that no one was certain it still functioned. We should evacuate, Milo whispered to Ash. Our ship is still docked. We can make it out before— No, Ash said, her eyes locked on the holographic display showing the approaching horror. This is our chance. She turned back to the platform and activated the amplification field, her voice booming over the pandemonium. Members of the Galactic Council! The chamber fell silent, all eyes turning to the human who should have been fleeing with the rest. Humanity offers to defend this station. Laughter, actual laughter this time, echoed from several representatives. The Velkran who had mocked them earlier spoke up. You? 2 humans and a single scout ship against 15 Devour-X world ships? This is why your species should never have been granted an audience. Not just us, Ash said. Them. She nodded to Milo, who activated the tablet. The holographic display shifted, showing the outer system. Emerging from fold space one after another came ships. Human ships. Dozens of them. Then hundreds. Sleek destroyers, massive carriers, agile frigates, the entire Earth defense fleet had been hiding, waiting in fold space on the system's edge. You brought a fleet into council space? Quellon's voice held a note of something that might have been fear. That is an act of war. No, Ash corrected. It's called preparation. You see, humanity learned something that your ancient civilizations apparently forgot. Hope is worthless without action, and diplomacy means nothing without the strength to back it up. The display showed the human fleet accelerating toward the incoming Devour-X swarm. Unlike the Council's archaic defense grid or their scattered individual warships, the human fleet moved with precision, each ship in perfect coordination with the others. Your civilizations have grown complacent, Milo added, stepping forward. You rely on technology so old you no longer understand how it works. You've forgotten how to fight, how to adapt, how to survive. Humanity hasn't. The battle began in the outer system, and the Council watched in stunned silence as the human fleet engaged the Devour-X. The humans didn't rely on single devastating weapons or ancient shields. They used tactics, swarm formations, coordinated strikes, sacrificial plays that drew the enemy into traps. When their shields failed, they kept fighting. When their weapons ran dry, they rammed. It was brutal. It was desperate. It was human. 3 hours later, the last Devour-X world ship broke apart under concentrated fire from Earth's flagship, the Indomitable. The human fleet had lost 37 ships and over 4,000 personnel, but they had won. The council chamber remained silent as Ash and Milo turned back to face the assembly. Many of the representatives who had fled were returning now, shamefaced and shaken. Humanity's contribution to the Galactic Council, Ash said softly, is something you've all forgotten in your millennia of peace and prosperity. We remember how to fight for survival. We remember that civilization isn't maintained by age or technology, but by will. We remember what it means to stand and defend. Even when the odds are impossible, she paused, letting her words sink in. We remember what it means to be dangerous. High Arbiter Quellon was silent for a long moment. Then he spoke, and for the first time his voice held respect. The Council will take humanity's application under advisement. With considerable weight given to recent events, Ash smiled. We'll be waiting for your decision. Take your time. We're not going anywhere. As she and Milo left the chamber, the representatives parted before them like water, no longer seeing primitive children, but recognizing humanity for what they truly were. Survivors, warriors, and perhaps the galaxy's best hope for a future that was growing darker by the day. Behind them, the Galactic Council finally understood. Humanity's true power wasn't in their technology or their numbers. It was in their refusal to give up, their willingness to sacrifice, and their absolute certainty that no matter how dark the night, dawn would come because they would make it come, even if they had to drag it kicking and screaming into existence themselves. The end.